So, we get to talk about human design 101. Why would we bother? I love the way you framed that, Erik, in the title. Why bother?
Thanks.
Really looking forward to hearing all of the things from your perspective about why we would bother, because I know there are many people in this room that have had moments of thinking the very same thing. Why am I bothering with this? It's not necessarily an easy journey. And we are still here. So would you please remind us why we are bothering? And yeah, really start from the beginning. Human design. What is this funky thing you speak of? Does that feel like a place?
Funky.
Ooh.
What is this funky thing? Shake that funky thing. Today is, well, I first I feel like celebrating, like if this recording thing works out, and if you're listening to this, then like that's so many people who have been wanting this information and wanting this frequency in their lives, but for one reason or another, just on the wrong side of the planet or on the wrong side of the schedule. And it's really cool. It's really nice to be able to offer this to more people who have been asking for it. And so I wanted to celebrate that. So if you're listening to this, I want to celebrate you. Thanks for the relentless invitations and requests for recordings. But yeah, what is human design? I mean, this is I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here in awe, in awe of it. I can't really still believe that it exists. Um, yeah, it's something that we've never had in human history in this evolutionary form. It's a logical, accurate system. Explains who we are. It's a roadmap for this illusion. The science of differentiation. It's what makes you different to me and every other piece of living thing. It's an extraordinary thing, and in the accuracy, in this luxury of detail that we've never had before. Like it still blows me away how accurate it is. I was talking to someone just this week, and they hadn't been studying human design. I was able to say 3 things, and she's like, "How did you know?" And it is remarkable. It's beautiful, and it can be haunting when you get to those levels of detail of like, how could anything know this, right? So it's got this mystical quality, but it's so logical that it's very amystical in that sense. It's extremely mechanical. It's literally a science. It's just cool. This is how it works. Test it out. See if it works. Oh yeah, that's true. See if it works for you. Yep, it works for you. Yeah, it works for you. Works for you. All right. Wow, it works for everyone. Damn, this is a science. So it's the science of differentiation. Now, why bother? Why would anyone bother with it, right? I'm not a scientist. And the opportunity here is to know who you are. And if you're a generator, manifesting generator, this is an opportunity to know who you are. All that you are. And what you're not. And if you're a projector, this is a chance for you to know the other. There's a chance for you to know the other. Really understand the other. People around you. And if you're a manifester, this is a chance for you to know your impact. To really know your impact. And if you're a reflector, I don't see a reflector in here, at least I could be wrong. For a reflector, this is a chance for you to know your world. to know your milieu. And so it's an extraordinary thing. It's an extraordinary thing. Now, on a practical level, how do you know yourself? How do you get to know this? How do you apply this science? Well, it's very simple. It's about making decisions correctly as yourself. It's about making decisions correctly as yourself. There's no point knowing how to drive the car if you ignore what you know, if you don't act on what you know. If you know the gas pedal is on the right, but you don't use it, then there's no point having that knowledge. This is an applied science. You know, but then you apply. And so how do we live our design? How do we find out who we are? We make correct decisions using what's called a strategy and authority. It gives us a strategy on how to drive, how to operate our lives, how to make a decision. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. It's a way to make decisions correctly as yourself. Now, you can find your own reasons why you would want to make decisions correctly as yourself. Have you ever wanted to make a correct decision? Have you ever wondered, did I make the right decision? Have you ever looked at other people and said, is that the right decision? And decisions. This is about taking the guesswork out of decision making, taking the frustration out of decision making, the labor out of decision making. It doesn't have to be hard to make a decision. We're not built to struggle with decisions. We're not. We're not. And so, if you are on this journey and you're here, how do I make a decision? How do I decide who to be with? How do I decide what to do for work? How do I decide where to live? How do I decide what to do today? How do I decide? What am I going to do? This is like the ultimate human question. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And human design gives us a very simple, mechanical, scientific process, a strategy and an authority that you can follow for this lifetime. And it'll get you through anything. That's a big statement, right? Here's a strategy and authority to make a decision that will always, always be reliable. That's a big statement. I'm not asking you to believe me. And human design doesn't ask anyone to believe it. That's not how science works. Science doesn't ask anyone to believe it. That's the beauty. It's not like you have to believe something in order to get the benefit. No. I don't. I want you to disbelieve it. I still disbelieve it. I'm like this. I don't. I rebelled against human design. It's like, this is no way this is accurate. There's no way I can wait for an invitation and people will finally will invite me. It's not going to happen. Well, it's yet to not happen. It keeps happening. So that's really all you need to know. I mean, I could dive into the details of where it comes from and why it works, and dive into detail. But really, it's a way for you to make correct decisions as yourself. And in that process, you'll discover who you are. In that process, you'll discover your impact. In that process, you'll discover the other, who they are. And in that process, you'll discover your world. What is this world all about? It starts with making correct decisions as yourself. And that's where, as you said, Kat, that's where it can become quite terrifying. Because the mind doesn't like it. And that's what we're up against, guys. That's as simple as we're up against 60 to 70,000 years of mind being the authority. And human design shows us, no, that's no longer the case. It was. Thank you very much for your service, mind. You did great. Helped us get to the top of the food chain. We are now the apex predator on planet Earth. Well done. That was the task of mind. And we did it through strategic thinking for survival. Amazing job. No longer the point. Now it's body consciousness. Strategy and authority, they both live in the body. And so when Kat says it's a scary trip, yeah, I mean, all of you who have actually experimented, you know, it's scary for the mind. It's terrifying for the mind. I mean, the mind doesn't like me not being in control anymore. But that's all it is. It's a way for you to make decisions correctly as yourself, despite what your mind thinks is right. Yeah, that feels complete for now. Any follow-up questions or anything you want to share there, Kat?
Maybe. I just wanted to presence that in the noticing, I mean, that this is the moment to notice. It thinks, it thinks, it thinks, it thinks, it thinks, it thinks it's right, it thinks it knows, it thinks it's correct, it thinks making a pros and cons list will help us make a decision, it thinks what we've done before, it thinks that it knows because it's tried things, and some things have worked and some things haven't. So it's now standing on history and proof and understanding and so many things that we've absolutely all been completely indoctrinated with. And so it's a big journey just to notice that that is what's happening all the time. Yeah, I don't know, that wasn't a question, obviously. But notice. So, is there any more of the why bother that you would like to go into, Erik?
Yeah, I can put some leverage on it.
Yeah, I would really like to hear it.
So, why bother with making decisions correctly as yourself? Why bother getting to know yourself? Why bother getting to know your impact and getting to know the other? And why bother getting to know the world? Well, I can't answer that question for you, but I can speak for the not self of the planet. What the planet is going through right now. We're living in a world that is deeply, deeply frustrated and stuck. Stuck and frustrated is the general frequency on planet Earth right now. Why? Because 70% of the planet are generators. Generators making mind decisions receive a frustrated energy and a stuck energy. So 70% of the world is this stuck frequency. And all the rest of us, manifestors and projectors and reflectors, we're absorbing and amplifying that frustrated, stuck energy, making it even more interesting. So that's the frequency. Are you frustrated, right? Are you experiencing the frustration in your body or around you? Are you tired of being frustrated? Are you tired of bumping your head in every possible direction, not seeming to get into any flow of life for any more than a few moments? Are you sick of living somebody else's life? Are you sick of hating yourself? I mean, this is really the natural, most common state, the most average state of mind and being for human beings is that they hate themselves. It doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. There's so much hope. There's so much hope. But in order to, as Kat so beautifully shares in her work as well, in order to progress, in order to get through this state of stuckness, of frustration, it's required that we actually look at it. And we actually look at it. We go, oh, fuck, I'm frustrated. Like, I did it just on Saturday. I was like, I'm bitter. I am seriously bitter. This is the projective version of frustration. I'm bitter. Wow. I'm experiencing the venom of bitterness in my veins right now. What the fuck happened? Right? We it's required that we actually take personal responsibility. And so, if you're willing to look at that and go, fuck, I'm done being frustrated. I'm done being stuck, man. I'm done living somebody else's life. I'm done. I'm done living as a sacrifice to my kids or a sacrifice to my family. I'm done. I never get the recognition. I never get the respect I deserve. No one ever gives back to me. I'm tired. I'm done. And if you're not done, like if you're still chugging along, it's not that bad. It's fine. Yeah, it's all good. It doesn't matter. Then human design is not for you. I mean, it's not even worth it. Because if your life is fine, if you're good, then human design has nothing to give you. And it kind of hurts me to say that. I remember in the beginning, I was doing readings and I was really enthusiastic and passionate about this and sharing, look, that's amazing. Why don't you try waiting to respond instead of getting up in the morning and initiating your day? And they were like, why would I do that? My life is fine. So if that's the case, all the power to you. Human design has nothing to do for you, nothing at all, right? But if there is something in you that says, you know what, something's not right, I'm frustrated, or I'm tired of living someone else's life, or any version of that, there's something wrong with the matrix, something doesn't add up. And that's when human design really comes into its own, and that's why it's here.
I love that. Does it feel like something's just wrong? Does it feel like something is off? I relate to that so much. And and the mind is never going to figure out what it is. Unfortunately, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that's just my minor reflection. I feel like, Eric, I'm going to take a little back seat here at this point, um, and let you roll with whatever is there. Does that feel all right?
Let me put a little sound effect in. Hold on. Let me see if this helps me. Ah, yes. I
Is that
remember
you having
now.
a brain?
I remember now.
Yes.
This is so fun. I mean, ultimately, we're here to enjoy this ride. So, um, this is really cool. I like this software a lot. And no, I don't have anything else. I'm open to questions, and I'm very open to hearing some reflections from people. But I feel like I've said my piece.
Yeah, good one. All right. Well, questions, absolutely. If anyone has a question and would like to raise their hand and come up here on stage and ask it, you are very welcome to do that. You're also welcome to write your question and send it to Erik or both of us. No questions are stupid. Oh, I really meant that. I'm sorry it came out wrong. I've actually had a day of not feeling terribly well today, so I'm starting to be like, whoa, I could put my head down. And then Erik, I'm going to leave their invitations to anyone else who might want to share. Up to you. Okay.
Great informing. Great informing. All right. So, questions, comments, any reflections that you've noticed? It's great to see some familiar faces here. Hello, Rebecca. Great to see you back. Ebony, you came back. It's a pleasure to have you here again. Lynn Daly, hello. And Peter Bailey, welcome, 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 brother. We got Mary Louise in the house, manifester. And Danique as well. Got two manifestors. Shambu. That's a great name. Shambu, welcome. Rosemary is back as well. Awesome. Goonie is. Oh, that's fantastic. Are you both from Sweden? They look like Swedish names. Shannon, Jeanette, Sophie, Kine, Keiko, Chris, Cece, Val, Alice, Ruth. Oh, so many of you. And Michelle as well. All right. Rosemary, feel free to come up. I see your hand raised. I'm keeping my eye on the chat as well. Welcome to the stage. Hold on. I'm going to give you a clap. Welcome to the stage.
Well, thank you. That's fun. I like that. I have this question. I might have missed it some when you talked about it before, but I was wondering, you talk about 2027,
Yeah.
and I've always wondered what's going to happen in 2027.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question. So 2027 is the end of a 400-year cycle that started in 1615. And that cycle is called the Cross of Planning. The Cross of Planning. And they have 4 particular human design gates. So each of these cycles have 4 gates attached to them that create the background frequency of that cycle. So think of them just as zoomed out transits, right? They're weather patterns over the course of larger spans of time. And so energetically, we've been in these 400 years now, 406 years of the Cross of Planning, which is all about bargains, which is all about improvement. It's all about logic, and it's about family and God. So those characteristics have shaped the last 400 years, which has brought us this remarkable so-called progress. And that cycle is coming to an end in 2027. Okay. And we'll have something new, a brand new cycle coming in. And that cycle is not going to be logical. It's not going to be, none of that's going to be there. Actually, now that I think about it, there's none of the bargains are going to stay. None of the logic is going to stay. It's going to be a very different background frequency. So everyone on the planet will suddenly have different priorities. And it's going to be quite wonderful to see what happens. And no one really knows how it's going to play out because no one alive has seen it, and there's very little record of what happened in it hasn't happened for the last 28,000 years. This particular shift, so it's something new, and we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to have a individual frequency to it, which is going to be about busy for myself. It's going to be a selfish frequency. Busy for myself. Get out of my face. I'm busy. And it's going to have a deep, 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 deep melancholy to it as well. So this will be a completely new background frequency in 2027. And this is why human design is here. Ra Uru in 1987, when he had his experience with the voice, he was told that 2027, this is why human design has arrived at this point in history, for a few people to be ahead of the curve, to be invited into this new way of being, and to learn how to drive their vehicle, learn how to live from when all the bargains and the logic and the structure and the government, which is all cross of planning, when all of that fades away, when we can no longer rely on the old bargains, we can no longer rely on the old monetary system, we can no longer rely on the fact that the supermarket's going to be stocked and, all those things that we've taken for granted. When all that comes to an end, and it's not going to be suddenly, it's not going to be overnight, that's not how evolution works. It'll happen gradually over the next 100 years. We're going to need to live from a different guidance system. And that's why human design is here. So if we don't learn to live from the body now, then it's going to be hell, absolute horrible, coming, from 2027 onwards. It's just going to get worse. If you think this is bad, like if you think, what's going on right now with government and supply chains and lack of trust and vaccines and all that, if you think this is bad, it's only getting started. This is the lead up to the 2027 mutation. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it did. And then my next thought is that's why it's so important to teach the children the right way to think, but to follow, but to treat them and to, you know what I mean, as what their chart shows. Trying to explain this in a good way. I'm from Sweden, by the way.
Oh, I knew it. That's awesome.
Anyway, and then I was thinking about when you're grown up. I mean, I'm 53, and is it more important for me to look at my childhood to be able to follow my strategy and authority better as a grown up? If you understand what I mean.
I was on board with what you said about children. Yes, human design is for the children. It's not for us adults. It's for the next generation. So you're absolutely spot on there, and I can see that's a big part of your design as well, is raising the next generation, which is wonderful. And no, it doesn't. Human design doesn't require you to look into the past and make sense of the past or clear the trauma. It's not the point of human design. Human design is, how do I make a correct decision as myself right now? And the moment we start to make a correct decision, when the mind, for example, I want to be practical, right? So the moment when someone asks you, hey, Rosemary, can you help me plan this birthday party? And your sacral response is, right? But you don't make a decision right away. You have an emotional authority. So you go, and you say, hey, I'll sleep on it. I'll see if I have the time, blah, blah, blah. Push it away. And you sleep on it, and you wake up in the morning, and if you feel in your body, if it feels easy and if it feels expansive to you, then you do it. But if it doesn't, then you don't do it. The moment you make a decision that's correct, that's when the healing begins. So no, it doesn't require you to look into your past. I mean, it can be fun if you enjoy that sort of thing, but it's not required.
Okay. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Feel
No, thank
no
you.
worries. Feel complete?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Bye.
Great to have you. Bye. All right, we have more people here. I'm looking at my requests folder in my chat. I'm not seeing any messages yet, so I'm hoping the software is still working. But we have some people waiting in the audience, so come on up. Jeanette, would you like to be part of us? And I'll welcome you with a clap. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you very
Mm-hmm.
much. Um, yeah, I was clearly meant to be here today, not yesterday, because today I had no problems getting on. Um, it's a comment. I just wanted to comment on what you were just saying about human design. If you're feeling that bitterness or that frustration or that anger, which I absolutely am. But what really kind of like when you were saying that made me even more realize how much human design is, this experiment is for me, is hearing you say what you said about Saturday and also other things that you and Kat have shared. But particularly today, it hit home that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be your design. And I see that with you, um, all the time, daily. And it was really, I think today it just really hit me when you said that. It's kind of like, and that's why for me, it's perfect, because I don't have to be perfect, as you don't have to be perfect. And that was that good old gate of, aha, that's what I've been searching for, or that's the phrase that I've been searching for. And I just wanted to share that, really, that's why human design is perfect in its imperfection. I just love it. I just wanted to share that. Sorry, I just wanted to share that.
I love it. I love it. And I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be myself. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
Mm. Mm. Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, you know,
Well said.
yeah, because I feel all those feels. You know, I had a very emotional week. So when, you know, the heart I caught yesterday was the gate that was in, the self gate, and fucking hell, that just, you know, ran riot, absolute riot through my system. Um, and I did find it really difficult to follow my strategy and authority, and did not on several occasions because it was fundamentally too hard. Um, yeah. I found out that a friend had committed suicide. I found out about it on Thursday. And all those feelings of helplessness with, you know, not being able to be there and respond. But what also came through, and I think because of the human design that I've been looking at and studying, is the helplessness was always going to be there and is always going to be there, because I cannot physically help everyone. And that was another learning curve after the emotions that came up. Obviously, that was just and it came much quicker this time than it has when those things have happened in the past, because I was able to identify it as just who I am, and accept that when those things happen, my immediate response is going to be, why couldn't I help? And my second response, I now understand, will be a quicker response of, because you can't fix the world. And that is one of my biggest things, particularly with my design, that I cannot fix the world. And the quicker I accept that, and the more I accept that, the happier I'm going to be. So yeah.
Cannot fix the world. Yeah. It's beautiful. I'm just looking at your chart again. And to see that those are like all those desires and hopes and dreams and what we think we need to fix, right, is all there in the design. It's when I had a similar realization. It's like, wow, I cannot be liked by everyone. It's really impossible for me to be likable and be friendly and nice to everyone. It's impossible because my design is very, very hypocritical. It's extremely, I've got bigotry in there, for crying out loud. It's tribal. It shuts the door on people really, really quickly if they don't live up to the, the seemingly arbitrary criteria of my design, So I love that. I love that. I don't have to be anyone and I can't fix the world. Oh yeah, you got the 3828. Yeah, great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
I have a dream. Right? I have a
Yes.
dream. Martin Luther King Jr. had this one.
Why isn't the world in my form and how I understand
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. And then the wide split. Yeah, I forgot. You're a wide split. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
But
awareness.
yeah, that's just why I wanted to share that why this is just, for me, it works. The experiment works at the moment. Who knows what will happen, But at the moment it seems to be working for me, so I will continue with it.
That's a huge compliment coming from a 1-3. It's working.
Right now
That's
it's
awesome.
working, so let's carry it on. But that's it. That's all I wanted to share. I am done.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. And I really admire. It's very inspiring just how willing you are to stick through things and really be there even through the tough times, and then to be able to laugh at
Thank
it.
you.
So yeah, congratulations.
Hey, humor is the best thing I can go back to every time.
It sure helps.
Yeah, that bounce back, that's got to be there, because otherwise I think, yeah. But yeah, there you go. So thank you very much, Erik. I'm definitely
Thanks,
done now.
Jeanette. Appreciate it. All right, I'm seeing some questions coming through. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm just going to read out some comments, and then I have Chris. I'd love to welcome Chris up on stage. Michelle says she's loving the vibe already. Excellent. Thank you for that. Sophie asks, may you speak on intention in regards to human design? Is that a mind game or a frequency? Sophie asks, please may you speak on intention in regards to human design? Yeah, this is something that I don't relate to. I don't relate to the idea of intention. So we might have to have a deeper conversation about that. Would you like to come up and just have a conversation about what intention means to you? Because I don't relate to that word specifically. But with some extra, excuse me, with some extra framework, we might be able to get to the bottom of it. All right, Chris, brother, would you like to come up? Oh, yes, I'm going to go Chris first. And Sophie, thank you. I see your hand. I don't know why I'm jumping around. But thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. Chris, welcome to the stage. I'm going to give you a nice clap. Projector on stage. Chris Prasad, everyone.
Hello. I actually really like that clap.
Isn't it awesome?
It really kind of is. So I have a question. It was brought up earlier that in the new cycle, the new one that's coming in 2027, that I've heard that it was going to be not too great. Is that just because it's unknown and there is going to be a large shift in thinking in society, where we're going from greater community to more individual thinking, or is it, and thus it's assumed that people won't be as generous to each other? Or is it just that, like, there's actually something that says it's going to be horrible? I guess that's kind of the question, and I could clarify if you want.
It's gonna be worthy of some movie reenactments. Let me just put it that way. It's going to be based on my studies, just from the mechanics of it, just the mechanics of what the circumstances will be. It's kind of like a voyage across the Atlantic, right? Imagine going back to the time when 1492, right, when Columbus sailed across the seas in search of India, and he was on his way across the Atlantic, right? And that's kind of where we are now. We've got this amazing ship. We've got this, consider the ship being technology and uh, satellites and internet and all this amazing technology that allows us to sail across the sea, and then just introduce a casual thunderstorm mixed with some tectonic plate shifts, maybe a tsunami. Um, it's going to be big. It's going to be different. It's going to be shift. And those who don't know how to swim and don't know how to, navigate, uh, they won't survive. And so if you look at horrible as, being alive, um, or horrible being, dying, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of people who are exiting this plane, which is not bad, not good, right, wrong. For those of you who have been in the game long enough, you know that death is just another part of life, and our personality crystals are eternal. But yeah, it's going to be a time of limited resources, of extreme selfishness, of breaking down supply chains, and massive hunger. But if we learn to follow our strategy and authority, then we have a chance at navigating this new time. And so, yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a big change.
Okay. I mean, I don't really consider death a bad thing. I consider suffering a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. And I'm assuming as I study uh, more human design, and because I haven't studied the shift, the 27 shift, but I assume that if I start studying that more, I'll understand it better.
If it's for you, yeah. If you feel drawn to it, if you're passionate about it, then yeah. I didn't study it until about a year into my experiment because I was more interested in my own survival and how to live my own life. And I had plenty of entertainment just figuring out how rent was going to happen next week and not doing anything about it. And then boom, invitations came and rent showed up and a house to live showed up and food showed up and I had plenty of stimulation from my experience. But if you want to study it more, you can study the Gray courses. Yeah, Ruhu Gray courses
Hmm.
talks about the future and where we are in this evolutionary process.
Okay. That'll have to be later. I want to understand myself more and then others more than that. But okay, that was my
Good
question. Then
question. Yeah.
thank you.
It's going to be hectic. It's going to be hectic. And those who are relying on mind will not thrive. They will suffer, Those who still hold on to the mind way of doing things, they will go through hell. And when 2027 shifts, there will be, the pressure cooker will do the rest. Ooh, I like how dramatic I'm being today. I'm just like, Leaving on a cliffhanger. Chris, does that feel complete for you?
Yeah, I think that feels complete. I think I should stop. Otherwise, the part of me that wants to ask more and more will go into more and more. So I'm
You've got
complete.
this
Thank you.
mind that's just like constantly seeking stimulation, right? It's like, oh, show me, give me another story. And what's the story here? And what's this story? This 1156.
Yeah, because it runs like, okay, so how do we protect ourselves? And what can we invest in? And then what stuff should we store
Exactly,
up? And
right?
then,
That's then the
yeah.
mind goes into fear mode and goes, I need to protect myself and stock up and build a shelter. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's not the point. Strategy and authority. Yeah, exactly. So good catch, really
Yep.
good catch. Yeah,
Thank you.
beautiful, man. Thank you. All right, I'll gently place you down to the audience. I appreciate the questions. Great to hear your voice again, man.
Thanks.
All right, we have Sophie Chambers. Thank you for waiting. Would you like to come up? And Sophie asked the question about intention. That's right. That's right. Welcome to the stage. I'm going to give you an applause. Welcome to the stage, Sophie Chambers.
Thank you. I just did a little bow.
I could feel it.
Yeah. Hi everyone. And yeah, my question. Intention has been a buzzword that seems to have been popping up a lot around my life recently. And people are saying it's all about intention. It's all about intention. And I'm like, several years ago, I would have agreed with you. However, now not so much, because it's more about awareness than intention. Because you can have the best of intentions, but actually, if you don't have the awareness, the intentions are off. And I was just wondering, because it's kind of I mean, there are books written about it. So I was wondering if there was something in human design that can just kind of shed more light on it, on intention or awareness. And is that a mind game, the intention thing? Or is it a frequency where it's like more heart centered? But I would say that, wouldn't I? I
Yeah.
believe
Would you
that.
like to unpack it? Experiment with it?
I don't know. We can riff. I don't really have a specific example. It keeps coming up. People keep saying, yeah, but it's all about intention. I'm like, yeah, but no, it's not. It's about awareness. You can have the best of intentions and do something really bad, but you think you're doing something good, but then what's good and bad? Like, I don't know. For me, it's awareness, seeing something from a higher perspective, looking down on something rather than the polarity. I don't know. I could go off, but I don't know if you're
I
following
like
me.
it. Yeah, I like it. That's really wonderful. Yeah, I'm on your page. I'm on the awareness side. Um,
Yeah. Intention seems to be something that people can grab onto and use it as an excuse in a way. It's like, yeah, but my intentions were good. Like, yeah, but where's the awareness? Like, take a step back, look at the bigger picture. I don't know. It seems to be quite a selfish thing to just say, yeah, but it's all about intention. My intention was good. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. It still hurt. Or that what you did that had a repercussion. Someone that the ripple effect went out. And do you still think your intentions were pure, good? Or is there a response to this? a chain reaction. And how do you want to respond to that? And obviously I would say that, responding. But I just wondered if there was something in human design that can clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have a clean understanding of what that is, yeah?
Yeah.
Chances are you already know.
I mean, I know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's hard to get that across. The awareness part, the quad right part. I don't know, it's like I'm able to have the awareness, but it's really difficult to communicate that across, especially if it's not invited. I can't access that, but I know, I feel it. It's just a revelation that's kind of like, like another aha moment. It's like, it's like it's dropped, and it's like, okay, the layer came off. I get it. But how do I use this? How do I explain this? How do I share this? And it's like the initiation of waking people up. It's like, how do I get this out of me and share it with the world? It's hard to explain it. Yeah.
Is there more?
No. I don't know really where all that came from. I guess it was just an outlet. So thank you for allowing me the space to share.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, now I have tears in my eyes, and I have no idea
My
why.
ears are ringing. Something. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah. I think I just got a piece that was like, it's okay that I'm not always able to share what I can pick up on. I don't always have to get my point across. And it's just sitting in the awareness and being the witness. And that's okay, because everyone's at where they're at. And it's not my responsibility to do anything about it. And just, if I'm recognized, if they ask me, then I can share. And everything else I just let go of and go with the flow. I mean, I keep getting these little downloads of like, okay. The mind versus the flow. And yeah, that, and I actually, after our previous conversation, and it was really triggering, and I know you were pushing the buttons. I know you were giving, poking the prison guard. I get that. And it worked, and it helped, and it helped me to let go of something that I was holding on to for the past 5 years. Open spleen. And anyway, I did it, and I let go, and I'm moving on. I can liken it to taking off the line of a boat that's been tied up to shore, and I threw that line on the dock, and I set sail. I let go. And Erik, thank you. It was because of that conversation I recognized what was going on, and I let go. And do you know what? I feel fantastic. So thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah,
oh.
did it. I felt that satisfaction, and I continue to feel that satisfaction every time I think about it. It's like, oh, why did I wait so long? Of course, this was holding me back. Now I get to move forward. Yes, bring it.
Well done. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I think you deserve to know that.
You're an inspiration in so many ways, and that's the courage. That's the courage, right? That's what it takes. That's the courage.
Serious. It has been I've been this decision and this thing I've been holding on to has been holding me back, and I knew it. But I was so scared. The fear is real. The fear and the not self, that not self spleen has just been tormenting me for years. And I finally just, after that conversation, it just dropped. It was just like, what the hell am I doing? How can I be talking about human design the way I am and then not, how have I not seen this? Then I saw it, and now I can't unsee it. Now I have to do something about it. That integrity, right? Got to do something about it. And that was it. Decision made. Done. All right. It was so easy after that. Oh, felt good. All right.
Yes.
I've had my moment.
Oh, we've all had our moment. I mean, everyone is glued to the room. I mean, that's ever since you opened your mouth, people have just been here with you. So thank you for sharing that moment with us and being an inspiration.
Oh, I feel tingly. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, better. That's good. Yeah. Beautiful. I feel complete.
Would you like to return to the audience?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Are those seagulls?
Oh, yes. I live by the coast, on the south coast of England.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's seagulls everywhere. What is it with the birds, eh? Last time it was the 3 little birds.
And now you're attracting them.
Spread those wings.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Sophie. Until we see you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Beautiful. Inviting a breath there. Maybe there's a stretch. Maybe getting up and shaking is what your body needs right now. Hmm. And Kat, if there's anything that you would like to share or bring at this stage, if you see around the bend, you're welcome to do that. All good if not. Just checking my messages in the meantime.
Awesome. Thanks, love. Almost perfect in
Oh, I
forming.
just saw your message. I'm sorry, darling.
Not at all.
Oops.
No, sorry. That was perfect. No, it was perfect. Of course. I do have something to share. Oh, this has actually just been really sweet for me to feel like I get to just be doing the listening. And I'm definitely sick. as my noticing is kicking in more and more and more as we go, my fever is rising. So I would love it if you would close us, Erik, if that's all right. I'm like beating up with a fever, which is really unlike me, and it's kind of an interesting feeling. Nobody worry about me. I'm a very healthy person. But yeah, I get to sweat something out tonight. And I'd rather not close. If you're happy to do maybe 11 breaths or something, if you're feeling like it's that time, or whatever you need to finish up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing. Great informing. That helps a lot. So yes, absolutely. No problem. All right. I'm just going to double check the chats, and then we'll see what happens. All right. Keiko says, topic of intention, she says, it feels more like initiating rather than waiting to respond, from a perspective of a sacral generator who lets go of the initiating on daily basis with awareness. Okay, so saying that intention feels like initiating rather than waiting to respond, and that the daily game is awareness and waiting. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And Cece, I see you. I appreciate that, and good job listening to your body on that one. Yes, I know what you mean. Okay, I know what you mean. All right, I love it. I can't wait for you to unleash that sucker. She just mentioned a topic that she's very qualified to speak on, but another time. All right, I'm going to use my sound effect to see if that'll help. All right, so with that, we've been here for 90 minutes. This has been the first recorded episode of our Clubhouse room. So if you're listening to the recording, please take the time to put a little message or a little post in the group saying, hey, I just listened to the recording, and show your appreciation to Kat and to everyone who has been sharing in this room. If it gifted you something, that would help other people find these recordings as well. So if you have listened to this recording, you are the first. This is the first recording, so welcome on board. And yeah, please share in a Facebook post or if you feel in a private message. But it would be nice if you could do it in a Facebook post in Erik's group of wonderment. That would really help us out and help more people find it. So thank you for listening. We're going to finish with 11 breaths. This is our reset breath work that all of you know and love, and that I've been doing in the group. I did it for 260 days straight, pretty much. So it won't be a surprise to anyone. Just a refresh. This is a way when things are getting a little hectic, when the mind is running circles, when overwhelm is present. This is a way to reset, get out of the mind into the body, really to balance out this parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Kat, anything you want to add first? There you go.
Yeah, I do. Of course. Well, this is the moment to share with people that you, Erik, oh, Erik Wonderment, that's what I was just going to come out of my mouth. Erik Wonderment. For all of you who maybe don't know this already, Erik does readings if you invite him. So if you are new here and you haven't had a reading with Erik yet, then you are, well, I was going to say, I dare you to invite him. I dare you to invite him. That is an option for you. Yeah. And starting the end, oh, I really am not well. Starting the end of this month, we will be going into a deep dive deconditioning container, an experiential journey to dig even further into the truth of who you are with a group. So if that is something that you are curious about, you're also welcome to reach out to either of us. Da-da-da, and let's breathe.
Thank you. Nailed it. So, sitting upright, getting comfortable. And for those that are listening in the future, the end of this month is the month of August 2021. So we'll be doing that at the end of this month, August 2021. All right, so sitting upright. Gentle refresh of what we're doing. This is going to be an 11 breath activation using circular breathing. So relaxed jaw, really relaxing the jaw. Relax the back of the throat so that when you breathe, the air goes down the back of the windpipe, allowing as much oxygen as possible. And lastly is where we're breathing to. For those who are new, you can place your thumb in your navel and let your hand fall down there. And you want to breathe into your hand. You want to breathe into your hand deep into the bottom of the belly. So the breath will sound and go at this particular pace, something like this. All right, we'll do 11 of those. I'll guide you through the whole process. After 11, we'll exhale all the air out and hold. And that'll be the reset. So, gently closing down the eyes. Gently connecting in with the lowest point on your body right now. For me, it's my feet, connecting in to Mother Earth. Eyes closed. From this place, we'll breathe in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. Good. That's 3. Keep going. That's halfway. Keep breathing. 2 more. And final breath in. And exhale all the way. All the way out, all the way out. And hold at the bottom. Exhale all the way out and hold. Hold your breath. That's it. Good. So keep holding, witness the body. Notice the mind coming in, telling you need to breathe. Can you relax a little bit further beyond what the mind thinks is safe? Very good. Good. Together we'll now inhale through the nose for the first time. Inhale. Good. And hold at the top, stretching up, stretching up, stretching up. To intensify, you can squeeze every muscle in your body. Just give your body a squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let go with sound. Oh, and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Allowing breath to return to normal. And right now, there's a deer, a little deer passing outside my window, about 4 meters from me. Wow. Gently inviting yourself back in your own time, no rush. Coming back to the body, feeling the earth below. If you want, you can place your hands on your heart and give thanks for this breath of life. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, enjoy the flow of your movie.